Hello students, so today we are to start with our second chapter called linear correlation. First of all, let us discuss about the weightage. So weightage is the same as first chapter. Style will also be same. So the weightage of this chapter is of 12 marks. In 12 marks, you will be asked one question in section A, then one question in section B, then one question in section C, one question in section D. In section E, from correlation you will not be asked a single question, and in section F again one question. See, section A is carrying 1 mark, section B is also carrying 1 mark, section C is carrying 2 marks, section D is carrying 3 marks, and section F is carrying 5 marks. So 5 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. So total 12 marks will be the weightage of this chapter. Now, what is linear correlation? Let us understand the meaning of this term first. So now see, in standard 11th we have already learned about the relationship of single variables. Suppose if we are given height of students of one particular school, then we have already seen that we can find out mean, then we can find out median, then mode, then various type of skewness we have already seen. So in standard 11th, what you have learned, that is about single variable. Now suppose if there are two variables, then how to measure the relationship between these two variables? For example, along with height of students. For example, you are given weight of students. Then suppose price of a commodity, and along with it we are given demand of a commodity, sale of one particular firm, and we are given profit. Then rainfall in one particular region, and sale of umbrella. So see, these are two variables. Now suppose if we want to measure the relationship between these two variables, see, for example, height and weight of a students, price and demand of a one particular commodity, sales and profit of a one particular firm, rainfall in a one particular region, and sale of umbrella in that particular region. So see, we find a one particular kind of relationship between these two variables. If height of a student is more, then naturally weight will also be more. Law of demand you have studied in standard 11. If price increases, then demand will decrease. Similar way, in sale and profit, if sale increases, profit will also increase. If sale decreases, then profit will also decreases. If there is a more rainfall, sale of umbrella will be more. If there is a less rainfall, sale of umbrella will be less. So we can say that these variables are correlated. These variables have some kind of relationship. So these are called correlation. Now see, suppose if we say that there is a cause and effect relationship between two variables, if there is a relationship of cause and effect between two variables, then we can say that these two variables are correlated. Now see here, the example, if price increases, then demand will decrease. If price decreases, then demand will increase. So here we can say that price is the cause, demand is the effect. If sales increases, then profit will also increase. If sales decreases, then profit will also decrease. So sales is the cause, profit is the effect. So we can say that there is a cause and effect relationship between sales and profit, and whenever there is cause and effect relationship between two variables, we can say that these variables are correlated. And if we want to find the exact measurement of this correlation, then it is called coefficient of correlation, and it is denoted by R, small r. So coefficient of correlation is the exact measure of relationship between two variables, and it is denoted by R. So now see, we will learn three different methods for the measurement of correlation between two variables. There are three different kind of methods. So now let us understand these three methods one by one. First method is called scatter diagram method. Scatter diagram method. Then second method is called Karl Pearson's method. It is also called Karl Pearson's product moment method, but I am writing here in short. And third method is called Spearman's rank correlation method. So there are three methods to measure the correlation. Now see, let us learn one by one. The first method is called scatter diagram method. See, you all have learned graphs in standard 8, standard 9, standard 10, in all these standards you learned that how to prepare, how to draw a graph, right? So scatter diagram method use the graphical method to plot the points, and the main limitation of this method is that we cannot exactly measure the coefficient of correlation. See, by scatter diagram method we can just say that whether there is a positive correlation, whether there is a negative correlation, whether it is perfect, whether it is partial or lack of correlation. So the first limitation of scatter diagram method is such that it gives us only about the type of correlation. It cannot give us the exact measure of correlation, right? Suppose the first method, let us see the first method. See here, all the values of two variables x and y are plotted on two axes. The name being given are x and y. See, we have drawn here two axes, x and y. Now all the values will be plotted here. Suppose I am plotting here all the values. I am getting all the points in this way. 5 values are given to us, and I have plotted all the values here. Now suppose if we join all these points, see, by joining all these points we are getting a straight line, left to right moving upwards. See, whenever you get left to right upward moving line in a straight line, we can say that here between x and y there is a perfect positive correlation. It is perfect positive correlation. See, if you calculate here by the second method, that is by Carl Pearson's method, then your answer will be perfectly +1. Right? But see, this method does not give us the exact measure. So we can only know about the type of correlation. So when all your points are lying on the same line is moving from left to right upward, then we can say that there is a perfect positive correlation. Now let us take another example. Suppose we are plotting all the points on a graph on x and y axis. We got the pattern like this. See here, we can draw a line from left to right upward moving, but all the points are not lying on the similar line, right? So see, correlation is positive, definitely. See, whenever movement is left to right upward, then just keep one thing in your mind, that there is a positive correlation. But all the points are not lying on the similar line, so it is partial positive correlation. It's not perfect. It is partial positive correlation. Now suppose let us take another example. We are plotting all our points on x and y axis. Now suppose all the points fall on the same line, but it is left to right downward sloping. See, all your points are lying on the same line, but slope is left to right downward. See, whenever you get a slope from left to right downward, it is called negative correlation. And as such, all the points are on the same line. We can say that there is a perfect negative correlation. Got it? Okay, now next type. So next type is partial negative correlation. Now see what is partial negative correlation. Again, when all your points flow from left to right downward but are not falling on the same line, are not lying on the same line, then we can say that there is a partial negative correlation. For example, here we have x-axis, here we have y-axis. We have plotted all the points on a graph and we get a pattern like this. See here, you will get a one line, but all the points are not lying on the same line, right? So it is called partial negative correlation. And now the last one. See, last one is the lack of correlation. See, by scatter diagram method, we can also find out that whether two variables are not correlated at all. For example, rainfall in America and sale of umbrella in India. તો અમેરિકામાં રેનફોલ થાય તો કઈ ઇન્ડિયામાં તો અમ્બ્રેલાનું સેલ વધવાનું જ નથી, ઓબ્વિયસ છે. તો there will be lack of correlation. And whenever there is a lack of correlation, all your points will be lying haphazardly on the graph. It means that all your points will be scattered. There will be no relationship between all of them. તો જો આ પોઈન્ટ્સ ની અંદર તમે કોઈ પર્ટિક્યુલર પેટર્ન આઈડેન્ટિફાઈ નહીં કરી શકો. You can't say that all the points are upward sloping. You can't say that all the points are downward sloping. There is no particular pattern. So whenever there is no particular pattern, we can say that there is lack of correlation. Correct? So this is the first method called scatter diagram method. Now let me clarify you one more thing. See, you are given your first exercise 2.1 about the scatter diagram method, but it is never asked in the board up to now. Scatter diagram method board માં પૂછાશે નહીં. બરોબર છે? સો આને ખાલી તમારે ઉપર છેલ્લું જે છે એ રિવિઝન કરી લેવાનું. You will be asked mainly second and third method. Karl Pearson and Spearman. These two are the most important method. આમાંથી કંઈ બી પૂછવું હશે તો they can ask you 1 mark MCQ or answer in one sentence. But practical sums will not be asked from the first method. Okay? Thank you.